I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be made to feel this way, and I want some control over my life. I wrote a resignation letter. I went into his office on the Monday and I handed it to him, and I resigned. I want the freedom of working for myself. I want to be my own boss. I want to work my own hours. It just wasn't my thing, and I felt like I was wasting my life. You know, I felt like, yeah, I could actually do better than this. So if you're currently in a job that you just hate, you don't want to be there, you're not passionate about it at all, but you love cars, you're passionate about cars, you live and breathe cars, and this is definitely the video for you. 95% of you guys watching my videos are not subscribed. 95%! That's crazy. That's a crazy number. Now look, I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe my channel. I'm not like everybody else. I do things differently, and that's just the way I am. But I will say this. If you have learned anything from my channel, if you have learned anything from my videos so far, if you have gained any value, if you have enjoyed my videos at all, do me just one small favor. At least even think about maybe subscribing to my channel. That would really help. You can say no, but if you do say yes, that would mean a lot, and it really help my channel grow, and I'll be able to pump out more content for you guys, be able to put more money into these videos, give you guys more value, and it would really mean a lot and help me out. So go on, you know what to do. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Sean, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my story on how I left my 9-to-5 job and started my own company buying, selling and transporting cars. So if you're currently in a job that you just hate, you don't want to be there, you're not passionate about it at all, but you love cars, you're passionate about cars, you live and breathe cars, and this is definitely the video for you. So it started about 8 months ago. Is when I left my full-time job. I was working at a plumbing outfit in Hamilton here in New Zealand. So I had been there for about 3 years. Now I won't name the company, but I was there for about 3 years. I started there as a driver. I was doing deliveries on a ute for about a year, delivering bathroom and plumbing products throughout the Waikato. And then I moved on to a bigger truck, which I was doing the same thing, deliveries and stuff to around the Waikato. So I was a driver for about 1.5 to 2 years, which was good. I did enjoy it. It was quite physical work, and it was good just to get my foot in the door there. But then I moved into inwards goods there. I got a promotion, which is always nice, right? That's why you work. You want to level up, you want to move up in the company and get those promotions. And I was working there and inwards goods for about a year, and after a while I just didn't enjoy it. I had no passion really for plumbing. It just wasn't my thing, and I felt like I was wasting my life. You know, I felt like, yeah, I could actually do better than this. And going there just to pay the bills is just seems like a waste of time. And you know, life is short. You don't want to be stuck in a job that you don't like, and I know a lot of people are, and it's unfortunate, you know. So I said, you know what, I'm actually going to do something about this. I originally I was looking for other jobs in inwards goods in Hamilton to try and I could use that experience to get in the door at a different company. But after a while I thought, you know, why not like do something that I'm actually passionate about, which is buying and selling cars. So I had the thought to start my own company. And then from there, once I had that thought, you know what, why don't I just start my own company? I want the freedom of working for myself. I want to be my own boss. I want to work my own hours. I want to be able to do what I want, not have to report to a boss every day and get in trouble if I do something wrong. And I want to make a difference. I want to do something I'm passionate about. And when you're doing something you're passionate about, it doesn't feel like work, which is the dream. You know, to be able to do something that you love every day is the dream. And for me, it was buying and selling cars. So over the next 3 or 4 months, I spent like any bit of spare time that I had planning and researching and just writing down notes and any ideas that I could use to start my business, the services that I would provide, all the promotions, everything that I needed to do to get a company up and running, all the costs, a budget, startup costs. I had to organize business insurance, I had to see an accountant, I had to do, there was a multitude of things that I had to do to get the company off the ground. At any spare moment, I used to wake up like at 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I would do an hour and a half of work before I went to work. So I was working on my business before I even went to work, and on my breaks I would sit in my car, I'd be working on the business, I'd be coming up with ideas, I'd be ringing people, anyone that I knew, I'd be making connections, talking to people there, and that's what it's all about. It's all about who you know in your chosen industry. So yeah, from there I just slowly progressed and talked to the right people, put things in place for the company, got it registered. I talked to an accountant, got everything set up to take care of all the accounting. I got my business insurance, which covers me for public liability and any damages to other people's cars where I'm transporting, which is really crucial and something that you do need when starting a company. So I got my brother to design all the logos, had to get sign writing on the ute. You know, I did end up buying a ute for this purpose. And I've also bought a car transporter trailer as well, so I could do some towing. So I did need quite a bit of money for the startup costs. I spent at least $22,500 on the ute and the trailer. I got pretty good deals on both of those, but that was enough to get me started, and pretty much all that I need. I just needed some towing straps to be able to transport the vehicles. But once I had those sort of things in place, I did some towing jobs in the weekend, so I had to get my name out there on Facebook, create a page, talk to anyone that I knew. It was always good to talk to family members, friends, see if they need help with selling their cars, or they need help buying cars or transporting. So I just started with the people that I knew, and then once I registered on a website where they actually help with carriers like me get jobs for customers transporting cars, I did some transportation jobs in the weekend. So I built up some social trust, built up some reviews, and so people could see the work that I've done and they can trust my service. So once I had done a few jobs in the weekend and I was still working full-time at this plumbing place, I was building up towards being busy enough so I could leave, so I had enough income coming in to replace my wages. So I didn't want to leave until I was busy enough with my business, but time came when I just had enough. I didn't like the new management there, and the boss called me into his office one day and said, "Yo, you've been away too much." My kids were sick at the time, and they weren't really happy with my attendance. You know, I'm a parent, my kids come first, and that was on a Friday afternoon, and then went home over the weekend, and I'm like, you know what, bugger this, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be made to feel this way, and I want some control over my life. So that weekend I wrote a resignation letter. I went into his office on the Monday and I handed it to him, and I resigned right after that meeting, and that was the tipping point for me. And you know, I'm grateful for that actually, because it pushed me to leave my job earlier and start my own company. So after that day, yeah, I mean, I worked out my notice, and I left there on good terms, and I went full-time buying, selling and transporting cars. And in the first period it was difficult getting the business. Obviously I'm working for myself, I don't have some massive team helping me, so I'm having to do everything from the quoting, all the accounting, the advertising, actually doing the jobs, and then everything else sort of in between. So in the beginning it was hard to sort of find the work, but I had to stay persistent. I had left my job, and this is what I wanted to do. And I knew if I just stuck at it, it would come to me. I slowly just got a few jobs here and there, maybe once or twice a week. And you know, there was a moment there where I was close to going broke. I had like a couple $100 left in my business account, and you know, I'm thinking, oh shit, like, you know, what am I gonna do? I've got bills to pay. I've got kids to feed and a family to provide for, and you know, it was quite scary at that point when I didn't have much money left. I didn't have a lot of work coming in, and but you know, I just had to push through. I had to be consistent. I had to stick at it, and that's exactly what I did. And then slowly, I just kept getting a few more jobs and a few more jobs, and I eventually got a couple of jobs with two big car yards up in Auckland. And so once I did a job for them, they saw my service. I talked to the owner, I networked, and I introduced myself, and they liked me. They liked my service and the quality of service that I provided, and they actually came to me with more jobs after that. They said, hey look, I've got another one, can you do this? I've got another one next week, I need you to do this. So once I had proven to them that I could actually, my quality of service, and they were happy with it, then they came to me and provided me with more work. So that was awesome. That was a real turning point for my business, and them bringing regular work to me. So as the months went on, I eventually got more work coming, a more consistent work to be able to get ahead. Also been selling cars on behalf of people and charging a commission for each successful sale for those cars. So now I've been about operating for 6 to 8 months since I left my job, and honestly, like, I couldn't be happier. Like, I'm loving it. Like, I might have 2 or 3 jobs one week, and if those are good paying jobs, maybe $600 or $700 each, then I've actually made enough for that week to cover all my bills and with profit left over. And I get a couple of days off a week on top of the weekend. So like, I'm absolutely loving it. Like, I work my own hours, I can do what I want, I don't have to report to anyone, and I'm growing my own company. I'm growing a company that will one day be worth something, and hopefully I can grow and expand. The plan is to have my own shop, to have employees, to have a one-stop shop that you can bring your car, you can get it fixed up, you can get it detailed, and I can sell it for you just like that. So, you know, I'm actually building something worthwhile that I can be proud of, and that'll be worth something that I can maybe sell one day, and have a team and a business that I can hire people to do my job for me, and then I can walk away and maybe buy another business. So honestly, I couldn't be happier. So if you're in a job that you don't like, you're working 9 to 5, and you just want to get out of the rat race, have more freedom, then hopefully you can take away something from this video. So I would suggest finding something that you are passionate in. If that is buying and selling cars, then you know, just go for it. Make a plan, put things in place to be able to replace your income so you can leave your job. Flick some deals on the side just to build up some capital, so you have funds in the bank to be able to leave the job. So in case of emergencies or anything goes wrong, you definitely want some spare capital there. Just go hard. And you know, if you follow your dreams, if you follow what you're passionate about, as buying and selling cars, then find a way to make it work. Use any little bit of time to come up with a plan, a business plan. Talk to the right people, talk to the people in the industry who've done it before, find a mentor, get everything in place, and just go for it. Life is short, you know what I mean? You don't want to be stuck in a job you don't like, and if you're not going anywhere, it's alright if you're in a high paying job and you're really successful and you're on good money, but if you're not, then, you know, my suggestion is just find a way to get out, to be your own boss, start your own company, learn from the professionals, and do something you're passionate about. So that's exactly what I did, and I am loving it. So hopefully you guys can take something away from this video. If you want to know more in detail, then definitely flick me a DM. You can find me on Facebook, Next Level Motors Limited, as well as Instagram. I'm always here, open and willing to share my advice and thoughts and tips with you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed one. That's my story so far over the last year, and how I quit my 9-to-5 job and now I'm building my own company. So hopefully you guys can do the same and follow in my footsteps, or maybe someone else that you know, and build your own company, do your own thing, and do something you're passionate about. Life is short, so get out there guys, go for it. Don't take no for an answer, no regrets, and we'll see you in the next one.